Okay, hello everyone. My name is Sahil. I go by my producer name Altersynth, and we are continuing with the same song. I plan to end rough structure of the song and make a bridge of the song by the end of this episode. So let's get started. Let's play the solo that we made last time. Before we start, to solidify the rough structure of the song, let's just copy and paste the existing sections that we have to have a complete overview of the song. This is the solo. Then after the solo, the verse comes back. I would want to copy the last verse that we've remade and replace it with the existing verse. So, a tip for anyone watching, it's easier to work on an intro verse chorus of your song till the first chorus and then copy that verse chorus again so that you have a rough structure of your song down, and then you can tweak the second verse and second chorus to have variation so that they sound different from the first parts. So this is what we'll do right now. I'll just copy the verse here and copy this again and adjust the transition so that it fits the repeat part better. Now I'm adjusting this second verse to fit better how it follows from the solo and how it moves on to the second chorus, and to fit it better into the ensemble string parts that I have already made. The easiest way to make a difference or to add variation in a section is to just delete or remove any one instrument. It can instantly give you the feel of a different section, especially the drums. So let's see how it sounds before coming from the solo. Yep, so now this transition feels much more smoother and it fits a decrease in energy much better. You can also change these staccato hits to make them sustain. Again, just to make it have less energy and not be too jumpy and energetic. You can also try deleting it if that works. Yep, for sure. I want to highlight the string harmony at this point. We try deleting the synth part. and I want the entire drum part to have snares in it. Let's delete the roll that we have from the earlier part because we don't need such transition at this point. Again, we don't need the roll just yet. This is the drum part that I had earlier. I had some very good electric guitar strums or chugs almost along with this part. Let's keep this drum section, and I want to duplicate the first chorus till this point. Okay, let's try and copy this. Okay, so like I said, I've just copied parts from what I've made earlier to this point, and now I can create differences and make variations in the pattern so that I have different sections, but I don't have to work too much for entirely different sections. Okay, sounds a little awkward. Let's listen to the verses again, and if they're fine, then we can move on to the chorus. Right, so we need some difference from the first verse. Let's find a percussion loop on Splice. Splice perc loops can be a great way to add slight variation in your sections and your arrangements, to not mess with the entire arrangement too much, but to have some sparkle or some added element to it that can differentiate your section, your verse or chorus or your intro without having to change too much in your existing arrangement. So let's try something. In my opinion, as a producer, Splice or any loop library is essential as a full-time music producer, because there will be some things that you don't know. There will be some instruments, there will be some genres that you're not familiar with. There's some parts, so there's a vibe that you want to catch, but you're not able to because you don't know how to play it or to find it. So if you want to venture into new areas, venture into something new, then Splice or something similar is very important. Sounds interesting. Let's try and add this. Okay. We can also add some vinyl tape sound in this, I think. Light crackling, just for some texture. Splice on any loop library, any online database that you might have. It helps with ideas like this. Some people prefer to have their own database of live loops and own database of sound effects. I just prefer to have on my tips and search it whenever I want, if it decides to work, that is. Lovely, perfect. And these are things, as a producer, you need to hear things in your mind before they are on there. So you have to develop the ability of hearing the things that you want in your mind and then being able to find those things and applying those things in your session. I've just cut out these loopy parts at the end so that we can decrease this even more, maybe, so that there's some more impact to the transition elements. Also, we need more ambient parts to this because of the strings. Let's add some reverb to this. Let's add more synths, or maybe just we can try and duplicate this to the string part. Okay, a few more things like this. Maybe add Pancake to it. So Pancake is a very useful plugin, free plugin by the way, from Cable Guys. Normally you'd have to do automation to make your sound span left to right, but this is a free plugin that does your automation for you. Shaperbox is a very famous plugin from these guys, but if you want just the panning and you don't want to spend money, then this is for you because this is free. So this is before. This is after. And you can adjust it as per your needs. Great stuff, very useful, and free is always good. We need more layering parts for this. Let's try Diva again. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Would it sound better with the lead? Let's listen to this. Okay, very nice. That works. Let's move on. For the people using Studio One, this is a very useful feature in Studio One called retrospective recording. So what retrospective recording this is? Yeah, so retrospective recording. So this is what it does is essentially whenever you're playing through and when your song is playing and you've played anything on a MIDI, then you can click Shift and Star to actually get the parts that you were playing without recording. So Studio One essentially records everything even without you recording, and it saves that in storage, and you can just Shift and Star to get that recording back in retrospective recording. Time for a break. I'll quickly back in 10-15 minutes and then let's work on this section. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. I don't think my mind is not very active. I don't think I have many ideas right now, but let this be a reminder to everyone watching that sometimes you have to try and make music even if you don't want to, and let's see if the product turns out fine or not, but it's more important to just keep at it and work even if you don't want. Okay, not the best performance, but I've been trying for a while, and this might be the closest that I'm able to play in this moment. Let's try to build this section as a loop and then maybe flesh out the arrangement. Okay, very nice. There's a reason for a lot of the things that I do that I've adopted into muscle memory. If any of you feel that you want to know more or get to know production in better detail, then hit me up. We can set up a session. I know I've been reversing. I reversed something in the intro as well, but it just gives me the vibe that it can be reversed. So, yeah. Maybe tucked in and sent back. Okay, I need a sub bass. This should work. I don't know the chords though, so I will have to figure out the chords first. Let's just keep the root note in the bass for now. Too much bass. Okay, more some pads now maybe. Nope. Okay, so let's stop here for now. I think we have a basic enough foundation that we can work on the next time, and the video is getting a little long. I don't want it to be too long. So let's end it here and let's listen to what we have at the end. Okay, so that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed watching me produce. And let's finish this hopefully in the next few episodes. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.